Hello, Foxy Finds here, and welcome back to Foxy's Shiny Quest. Before we begin, I want to say I made a small error in the last video with the shiny count. I went from 326 to 327, but then went back down to 326 again. So, we're starting today's count with 334, which is the accurate count. This week, we're catching Pokemon from each of the gym leaders of the Paldean region. Unlike other regions, we can fight these in literally any order that we want, but they generally do have an intended order. Conveniently, all these gyms will exclusively have Pokemon that I can catch within the game I mainly shiny hunt in, starting with the lowest level gym leader, Katy. For her, I caught a Lokix. This Pokemon is from her team when you rematch her. Lokix is based off of a cricket or a grasshopper. It has a set of legs that it keeps tucked up behind its back, but it can balance on them and propel itself into a strong kick. This Pokemon is a Psychic Pokemon's worst nightmare, as its Bug Dark type not only makes it strong against their typing, but also immune to their psychic attacks. Brassius is next, with an unusually unevolved Petilil. It's not too often that we see unevolved Pokemon this late into this challenge. Petilil is really a tough shiny to see. Luckily, I have these shiny sparkles to help identify this one. This Pokemon was introduced in the Unova region, but we know that they once lived in the Hisui region, now known as the Sinnoh region. Luckily, we are glad that they are also here in the Paldean region. Next we have Iono, someone who takes streaming to the next level, probably a little too far. She was used in Pokemon promotional material to introduce Bellabolt. This Pokemon is based off of a frog, though it lacks the water typing. It will generate electricity in its belly. This Pokemon also has really small eyes for its size, and that's not a joke. The eyes are those little tiny things right there. What appears to be the eyes are to misdirect his opponent. This is also information that Iono gave when the Pokemon was first revealed. After that, we have to chase down Kofu, and I mean literally. You don't even fight him in the town where he's a gym leader of. For this cook, I caught a Veluza, a Pokemon that literally fillets itself. Its signature attack, Fillet Away, literally carves the meat off of its body and cuts its HP in half, but raises its attack, special attack, and speed by 2 stages each. It's quite strange and disturbing. These Pokemon are also aggressive, and hunting one down is often a pain as they charge into you one after the next. There is another gym leader here that specializes in normal type, but I'll be covering them at a later time, so I'm just gonna give myself the normal badge here. Don't mind that. In Paldea, double battles are really rare, except for Ryme's gym battle. For her, I caught a Toxtricity. Ryme has a music theme, and Toxtricity fits right in with this. This Pokemon has 2 forms, the amped form, which I caught, and the low-key form, which I did not. The amped form can strum the ridges on its chest to give the sound of an electronic guitar. Its low-key form does the same, but produces the sound of a bass. You can see them both here at the end of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, playing in a band. This Pokemon is an electric poison type, but Ryme uses a ghost type team. In her battle, and in all the battles with the gym leaders in this generation, one of her Pokemon doesn't fit her typing, but terrestrializes into that type. On to Tulip with her Florges, another Pokemon that gets terrestrialized into the gym leader's type, in this case, Psychic. This fairy Pokemon has a real affinity for flowers. Florges can come in 5 different color variants: red, orange, yellow, white, and blue. Also, biblically accurate Florges wants you to know that you do not need to be afraid of biblically accurate Florges. They are only here to help. Finally, we have Grusha and her Weavile. This Pokemon will mark trees with various scratch marks to tell other Weavile and Sneasel something. There are over 500 known different scratch marks, so we haven't been able to interpret what they mean. This Pokemon was one of the first Pokemon to evolve with a combination of holding an item, leveling up, and it being night type. Fitting for it being a dark type. This Pokemon has a double weakness to fighting type, which is interesting since its lower form has a Hisuian form that is part fighting type, as well as the evolution of that form, making this Pokemon weak to members of its own family line, but also not its own type. It was nice doing a week with only 7 catches again. I'm going to take the next week off so that I can spend some time with my family and friends over the Thanksgiving holiday. I may release another video if I have time, but it won't be a Shiny Quest video. I hope you all have a wonderful week, as well as the week that follows. And as always, happy hunting.